Okay, so last week, sometime or over the weekend, I made a video about the Japanese war crimes of World War II, and I left some stuff out. I went back through and realized that I left some stuff out. And one of those is the cannibalism that took place during World War II by the Japanese. The cannibalism of the Japanese, of American POWs held by the Japanese. And it's outlined in this book. Again, I pointed this book out, The Knights of Bushido, a short history of Japanese war crimes. And I said the book is definitely not short. It's not a short history. But if you consider that the entire documentation of the war crimes tribunals held in Tokyo and different places throughout Southeast Asia, holding the Japanese accountable for what they did, it is a very short book. And even Lord Russell of Liverpool says that he left a lot of stuff out because it was just too gruesome to be printed for public reading. And over the entire documentation, there's over 48,000 pages of documentation of war crimes by the Japanese during World War II. And so this person here, this man by the name of Yoshio Tachibana, he was a general during World War II, a Japanese general during World War II, and he was on the island of Chichijima, and there were 6 POWs that were captured on Chichijima, and one of those happened to actually be, well, there were 5 of the 6 that were captured. And one of the only one that actually escaped was this man right here, George H.W. Bush. George H.W. Bush, future president of the United States. He's in the water here being rescued by the USS Finback off of the island of Chichijima. And Chichijima is located 1,080 kilometers south of Japan, which is, I think, 670 miles. And so very far from Japan, as the crow flies, definitely. And as Bush was trying to get away from Chichijima, the Japanese boats were trying to capture him and bring him back to the island. But luckily, U.S. airplanes were firing upon the boats, and they kept them from Bush. And Bush was rescued by the submarine USS Finback. Now, I say 5 of the 6 were captured, and when they were captured on the island of Chichijima, Tachibana actually had these 5 POWs executed illegally, and they cannibalized them. They ate them. One of the men, his liver, he even wrote a diary about this. One of the men's livers was removed. They removed what you would call, his hamstring, and they cooked it up in soy sauce and vegetables, and they served it as a delicacy. And because Tachibana believed that the liver was good for your stomach. Now, Tachibana later on would be tried and convicted of war crimes, and there were actually no war crimes laws against cannibalism. So they actually had to charge him with the mutilation of a corpse, and also they charged him with murder. And he was tried and convicted, and he was hanged along with the other men that were on the island of Chichijima. And during Bush's presidential campaign of 1988, his rescue and his survival from the island of Chichijima, which is in the island chain of the Bonin Islands. It was used over and over again as evidence of what a war hero that he was. But many veterans will tell you that the real heroes are the ones that did not come back from whatever conflict they were involved in. But I just wanted to follow up, and I wanted to make sure that I included that because cannibalism did happen during World War II. Now, I'm not going to say that the Japanese were by themselves in war crimes. Many U.S. servicemen, they actually did commit atrocities, as outlined in the book by John Dower. The book is called War Without Mercy, and he highlighted a lot of what U.S. servicemen did to the Japanese because the war in the Pacific became an animalistic type of racial war, because the Japanese believed they were the superior race and the Americans believed that they were the superior race, and it was and both governments used propaganda to say that the other race was weaker than the other race. So the governments were also complicit in what they were doing, and I just wanted to point that out. I wanted to follow up. Wanted to I was asked by a former student to highlight some political stuff, some things that are overlooked by history, by in the classroom and textbooks and stuff like that. And this is definitely one of those incidents in World War II that is overlooked. You don't hear about this unless you actually read, and you actually read about the accounts from what happened in World War II. Y'all have a great day. And if you like what you hear, hit that subscribe button beneath the window there and give me a thumbs up.